Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from asortofinterestinglife.com. Got a nice quick video for you today. One of the things I get asked quite a lot is how is a boat to reverse, and well, it depends. There's some boats that might have bow thrusters and fancy things like that that certainly make steering in reverse, forwards, getting in and out a lot easier. But on good old Tilly here, you're on a 27-year-old vessel, no fancy things like that. In fact, we've got just a nice square tiller even. Right, I'm going to point the camera forwards. We've got Mike Manning, right hand man extraordinaire, holding on to the bow rope. So let's see how it goes. As we start off here, you can see that Mike Manning has got the rope there, just letting a little bit of slack onto it so that everything that you're seeing is me trying to control the boat with nothing but the tiller. And as you can see instantly, it's not going too well and the boat's pointing in all directions. I think probably one of my first mistakes was not just pushing the boat out into the canal a little bit further by hand, because that instantly meant I had to try and drag us away from the side so we didn't scrape down the embankment and that metal corrugation on the side there. The reason that it's so difficult to control the narrowboat in reverse, I mean, it's not impossible, and as I mentioned before, if you have bow thrusters and things like that, it certainly helps a lot. But basically, the idea with reversing a narrowboat, well, steering a narrowboat normally, is that the rudder is right behind the propeller, so that when you move the tiller, you're having an awful lot of water being pushed over the rudder in whichever direction you want it. Whereas obviously, in reverse, that water's being pushed under the boat, and there's no real flow of water over the rudder. So as you can see, here I've gone to the complete opposite side, because as I tried to correct the alignment of the boat by putting into forwards very slightly and then putting the tiller to the extreme, to the extreme right hand side, which then means that you're going to turn the boat normally to the left hand side, if that makes any sense. I then obviously overcooked that, and then as you can see, by putting it into forwards, that's slowed us down to almost an absolute halt, which when you've got the wind blowing across now, well, you can see from the surface of the canal that there's just that little bit of wind blowing across, which certainly didn't help the situation. But once I did put us back into reverse here, and you can see us start to pick up a little bit of speed, about 2 miles an hour if that, but it certainly makes it seem as if you're actually at least going somewhere, rather than just staying on one spot, swivelling around from side to side. And it's basically just that simple thing of trying to get used to how much forwards you want to put in to realign, and then making sure that you've got the tiller to one side or the other so that you're not going to start travelling forwards too much. Otherwise you will just end up going backwards and forwards up a little stretch of canal. And you can see here that I actually got into a little bit of a roll at this point, and I think personally what I would have done on this particular day, if I had the chance to do it again, is just be a little bit heavier on the reverse, because I was taking it extremely slow, and you can see the wind just blowing around there, which was knocking, every time I came from the cover of the trees on the side, it was pushing the back end to one side, rather than the front itself being out of control. And of course, because the back end is where the propeller was, basically dragging the boat, as soon as that's out of line, the rest of the boat is going to follow in that direction. And as you can see, it wasn't a perfect demonstration, but hopefully you've enjoyed that quick look, and luckily I had Michael Manning on the side there to chuck a rope over to so he could pull us in, and it's a big thumbs down from me. And as you can see, that's why, given the choice, I always try and walk the boat back holding onto the ropes. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like the Facebook page, feel free to add me personally on Facebook and Twitter, and of course check out my 2 books for the Kindle. Until the next time, have a fantastic day, and I will see you around soon. Farewell.